And we're just going to wait a couple more minutes for everybody to get on. But for you guys that are on, would you mind giving me a little hands up if you can see my screen and hear me? Awesome. Thank you so much. Again, we're just going to wait a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. All right, for those of you guys who are just joining now, we're just going to wait about 2 more minutes and then we're going to get started. We just want to give everybody an opportunity to join. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to the first Zenoti payroll webinar. My name is Amy Schilling. I am a corporate trainer here for Hand & Stone. Just a little bit of background on me. I have been with Hand & Stone since 2015. I worked as a spa associate and later as the membership coordinator for 2 high volume locations in New Jersey. Today I'm joined by Michelle Sakowitz. She is a senior corporate trainer for Hand & Stone. And what we're going to be doing today is going over some of the payroll processes in Zenoti using the Stage site. What we're going to do is we're going to go through all of these things, and then after that, we will go through and take some of your questions. Again, if you have a question, just write it in the question box. We will touch on all of them or most of them at the end. If we don't get to a question, do not worry. What we'll do is similar to the inventory webinar, we will publish a Q&A document on the manager's page after the webinar within the coming weeks. Okay, so let's get started. The first task we're going to cover today is how to create a pay period in Zenoti. So we're going to start out by clicking the Employee tab. And then we're going to go down here to settings, and we're going to click pay period. So guys, just so you know, this is super important that you need to configure your pay periods before you configure payroll. Now, if you're migrating over from Millennium, Zenoti will configure the first 6 for you, but after that, you do need to put them in. So this is where you're going to view your pay periods. Up here where it says define a pay period, you see that you have this little drop down with a pay frequency. Here you can choose from monthly, biweekly, or custom. I know a lot of you guys do your payroll biweekly. Super important to make sure when we're putting in pay periods that we're always choosing custom, because if we select biweekly, it will choose the same dates each month. So you would need to go ahead and change that anyway. So we're going to practice putting one in. If I scroll down, I see that the last pay period here starts on October 11th. So we're going to go ahead and put in the next one. So I'm going to hit this drop down, and I'm going to select custom, and I'm going to select custom frequency. Here in the start date, I'm going to see that the October 11th pay period is ending on October 24th. So we're going to start the next one on October 25th. We're going to type in 14 days since it's a 2-week pay period, and then we're going to select the end date. So the end date for this pay period is going to be November 7th. I'll select add, and then if we scroll down to the bottom, we can see that the new pay period has put in. So the next thing that we're going to do is go over a few daily tasks that you or your manager can perform to ensure that your payroll report is going to be accurate. So the first daily task we're going to review is reviewing employees' clock-ins and clock-outs for the day before. So we're going to go back to the Employee tab. And in this drop-down right here, we're going to select Check-in. And then we're going to go back to yesterday, and we're going to hit Go. So here we can see the employee name that was scheduled, the time they were scheduled to come in, the time they clocked in for the day, the time they were scheduled to leave, and then the time they actually clocked out. So part of the reason why this is so important to do every single day is because, number one, we want to make sure that everyone is being accurately paid for their time in the spa. And also, there's actually a 7-day time limit to edit clock in and clock outs. So if anything is not edited in that 7-day window and you have to go outside of it, it's going to need to be manually adjusted when you do your payroll. So it's much easier to just review this daily. So right off the bat here, I see that esthetician number 1, she was scheduled to come in at 9 a.m. and she was scheduled to leave at 5. She checked in at 8:56, but she actually checked out at 12 o'clock. So I want to just take a look and edit this. So I'm going to click edit right over here. And what it seems to me is that she just didn't clock in from her break. So again, I can see check in, check out, 12 o'clock. So I'm going to clock her back in from her break by putting that she came back at 1 o'clock. And then she did leave for the day at 5 p.m. So I'm going to go ahead and input that right here. We can go ahead and add a little note. And always our initials. And then we can go ahead and hit add. Close, and I can see that this updated and the comments have been added. Again, if you want to go in and just make sure that people are, clocking in and out for their breaks, you can always do this as well. Because right here, it just shows me their first check-in for the day and then the last time they checked out. But if I click edit, I can see here that massage therapist one checked in for the day. They checked out at 2 o'clock for their break. They checked back in at 3 o'clock and then checked out for the day at 5:03. So they are all good. And again, you just want to go through and do this for everyone for the previous day. It only takes a few minutes and it will save you a ton of time when it comes time to do payroll. So the next daily task we're going to go over is ensuring that all of the previous day's appointments have been checked out and the invoices have been closed. So we're going to hit this reports tab right up here. And sometimes the stage site likes to take its time. The live site is much quicker. And we're going to go ahead and hit daily reports. And in this search bar, I'm going to go ahead and type appointment details. The first one pops up. And then under appointment status, I'm going to hit open. And then we can always select our custom time period. So I'm going to go ahead and look at yesterday. And I'm going to hit refresh. And here I can see that I do have an invoice from yesterday that was left open. It looks like Joe Doe received a 50-minute deep tissue massage and he didn't get checked out for it. So this will give me the opportunity to go back and, perhaps ask the sales associates who were working at that time what happened. Maybe there was an issue with his service, or maybe he had just such a great massage that he left and forgot to pay. Either way, I can find out what's going on and I can go directly into the invoice number right over here. And then here I can go ahead and close out Joe's appointment. Now I can go ahead and I can just refresh this. And I see that there are no open invoices and that this appointment has been checked out. Again, this is super important. It just takes a few moments to do this each day for the previous day. And then that way, when it comes time to process payroll, you don't have a bunch of open appointments that you now have to investigate and call clients back days later to, figure out why they did not check out. So the next daily task that we're going to go over is viewing yesterday's sales report. So I'm going to go to Employee. And I'm going to hit this drop down that says Other Reports. And I'm going to select Sales. And here in this drop down, I can go ahead and click Employee Collections by item type. Or actually, yeah. And I can go ahead and take a look at yesterday. Just give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. I went into the wrong screen. Okay, so we're going to go back to Employee. And then we're going to select Other Reports. We're going to select Sales. And we're actually going to go ahead and click Employee Sales by item type. And then for our custom dates, we're going to go ahead and select yesterday, August 25th. And we're going to select Refresh. Here I can go ahead, I can see the employees that were working. Are they a massage therapist? Are they an esthetician? I can see their services performed. I can see their product sales, membership sales, gift card sales, etc. So here's where I can really check to make sure that everything has accurately been checked out under the correct person. For instance, I can take a look and see that spa associate number 2 sold a paid in full membership. So that membership went out under their name. I can also see that the gift cards were sold under their name. They did not accidentally get attached to another provider. I can also see that services went out under, the massage therapists and estheticians as opposed to the sales associates. And yes, so again, this will give you the opportunity if you do see that something, did go under the wrong name, you can always go ahead and edit it. You do have the option always to export this by clicking this green icon right here to export this to Excel. So the next task that we're going to go over is viewing a report that will assist in knowing when it's time to change your service provider's tier. Some spas do this monthly, others might do this quarterly, depending on how you operate. So what you're going to do is go back to your employee dashboard. And you're going to go to Other Reports. You're going to select Performance. Right here, you're going to go ahead and select Employee Sales Metrics. Here is where you can select your custom time period. Again, if you want to look at monthly or quarterly, whenever you're changing tiers. And we're going to hit refresh. And here is where we can see the therapist's name, their number of guests, number of new guests, percentage of guests that are new, number of requests, percent requests. We can scroll over and see the percentage of clients that rebooked with them, the number of add-ons they performed, the percentage of their appointments that added on an add-on, etc. We can go over here and also see their product sales. You can see their product to service ratio, and you always do have the option to export this to Excel by clicking this little icon. Now, if you do see that it is time to up an employee's tier based on their number of requests, it's very easy. Rather than going back to the employee name, you can just click right in their name right here. It will open up a brand new window and it will bring you into their employee profile. In the general, you can go down to their job and you can select right here to change their tier. And then of course you always want to save your work. And again, their number of requests can be found right here if you scroll over. So now we're going to discuss a few biweekly tasks to be done when completing and submitting your payroll. So the first is going to be viewing and verifying a breakdown of an employee's tips for a pay period. So we're going to go back to this employee tab. We're going to go to other reports. We're going to go to sales. And then right in here, you're going to go to tip summary. And then we can always select our custom dates. So again, you can do this bi-weekly when you are processing payroll. But in this case, for training purposes, we're going to go ahead and look at yesterday. And we're going to hit refresh. So here I can see the employee, and I can also see their amount of tips received. I can export this to Excel by clicking this little green icon right here. And if I want to get a breakdown of the tips given to each employee by client, I can do so by clicking right into the number. And here I can see the guest's name and the amount of gratuity they left, whether it was on a credit card or, whether it was paid in cash or check. So if your state requires you to report the amount of tips that an employee received for minimum wage calculations, a helpful tip is that if you don't see that it was left on a credit card, you can just assume that it was left in cash, and that will help you with your minimum wage reporting. So the next thing we're going to go ahead and view is the payroll report. For all of you Millennium folks, this is going to be similar to the DEO 5.0. So you're going to go back to employee, and then you're going to go to payroll reports. You're going to select payroll report. You can select the pay period that you wish to view, usually the current. You can check off this little split commission by item type, and you're going to see two buttons right here. So the first button is refresh, and basically if you've calculated the commissions before, if you click refresh, any previously calculated commissions, if there are any, will appear. But if you hit calculate commissions now, if this is the first time that you're calculating commissions, or if you've made any invoice changes, you will click this and then it will refresh all of the data that you see. So here we have the commission report. If we scroll to the bottom, we can see their salary, their total hours, service commission, add-on commission, product commission, package, membership, etc. We can scroll all the way over and see what their gratuities are. We can export this by clicking the green icon. If you want to look at an individual employee's details, you can just click commission details, and it will go ahead and open up an Excel file with a breakdown of just their commission details. What's really important to note is that after you click this calculate commissions button, your employees are going to be able to see the commissions on their mobile app. So if you want your service providers to be able to see their commissions daily, a great thing for you or your manager to do would be to go and to click this each day. So that way their commissions will be updated on their mobile app each day. But until this button has been pressed for the first time, they're only going to see their appointments and services performed, but none of their commissions that they earned. And if we want to take a look at an example of the commission details report, we'll go ahead and we'll just open up this Excel file. And here we can see for the individual employee and per guest. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the analytics tab. I am going to go ahead and go into the live site to look at this just because we do not access it on the stage site. So I won't be pulling up any of the actual reports, but I will give you some tips and tricks on where to find them and what they're used for. So we're going to go into the live site. And then we're going to go into analytics. And what we're going to focus specifically on today would be the prospect sold by report, which is similar to the DBO20, and the payroll report, which is similar to the DEO42. So these can be found in Analytics Plus. If you favorited them already, they will pop up here, but if not, you can find them by selecting View All. This is going to go ahead and open up a new tab. If they're not on here, you can always search them in the search bar. But right here, I can see the employee payroll report and the membership report. So what's really important is that there is a 1-hour time delay on running these reports. So if you wish to use them, the best time would be to run them would be on Sunday night. And then that way, Monday morning, when you're ready to do your payroll, the data is ready for you to view. And if you wish to favorite them, you can always do so by hitting this little star, and that will add it to your favorites tab. So this report specifically, a fun trick that I did learn from a franchisee, while it loads, there's going to be a little pause button up top. And if you hit that pause button and then go ahead and enter in all of your criteria, it will make it easy for the data to come up quicker. If not, if you don't have the pause button clicked, each time you enter in a new piece of criteria, it's going to take its time in updating. So it will take a while for your data to populate. But yeah, that has been an overview of our payroll processes in Zenoti. We're going to take this time to take any questions that you might have. Again, if you have any questions that we do not get to today, that is totally okay. What we're going to do is we will publish a question and answer document so that way you can all view it at your leisure and everyone's questions will be answered. Again, this is also going to be uploaded to the HS Train YouTube channel. So you can find that right up here, and it's HS Train, and you'll find it right on there. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start taking some questions. Michelle, I'm going to turn the mic over to you so we can start answering some questions.
Perfect. So I tried to answer as most as I can. There are a few that I did not get to answer yet, but I do just want to clarify with the clock in and clock out. So the breaking in and breaking out, that is all done through the clock out, clock in feature. So there's actually no place for them to break in and break out like there was Millennium. They will actually physically clock in when they get to the spa. When they go on break, they will clock out. When they come back from break, they clock in. At the end of the day, they clock out as well. So there's actually no physical break in or break out feature. A couple other questions that we missed. So on this last payroll report here, the split commission by item type, it actually doesn't do anything for so it looks the same whether you select that button or not. You'll just see all of the commissions per the provider. you'll see all of the totals, etc. So whether you select that button or not, you'll still see the same report. We do have a lot of questions. We generally run this type of reports separately for spa associates, massage therapists, etc. When you're running the payroll report in Zenoti, it's actually going to run it by, you can do all employees or per employee. So we actually can't run it to see just your service providers, just your spa associates. So we would only be able to run it by seeing everybody, or you can see it individual per employee. Let's see, what else do we have? Is there a way to add sit time hourly rate to service providers, and Zenoti calculates tier rate or sit time? So with that, in their employee profile, you can put their hourly rate, and basically what you would just do is look at this final report here. So you have your employee payroll report. You would take a look at their hourly rate versus their commissions, and then you would choose whichever is higher. So as long as you're putting the hourly rate in their employee profile, it will calculate that, and then you're just choosing whatever is higher to enter into the payroll company that you guys are using. The reports take an hour to run, so if you are using the analytics tab, the reports do take an hour to refresh. So our suggestion to you guys is the day before payroll, or that you owe payroll, I would definitely do it the night before, calculate everything, so when you come in the morning, that report is ready to go with all of your accurate information. How do I correct membership commission for month-to-month EFT when it appears that there's no commission set up for month-to-month? So Lisa, are you saying, if you could just answer that real quick, if there's no commission set up in your system for month-to-month, you should only have commission set up for your month-to-month setup fee, and then all of your prepaid memberships. So in the spa associate profile, Amy, can you go to an employee and then just go to a spa associate?
Mm-hmm.
So if you click on the membership tab, on this screen here, you're only going to want to see the month-to-month setup fee and then all of your prepaids. The reason why you don't want to have the month-to-month option there is that they will get a commission every time somebody's charged their payment each month. So you do not want to have the month-to-month there. You want to have the month-to-month setup fee. So when it's sold once, they get that $10 commission. If you have month-to-month in their profile, they're going to get $10 every month that the client is charged. So you guys do want to be careful with that. Again, you only want the month-to-month setup fee, the additional household month-to-month setup fee, and then all of your prepaid options. Let's see. Is there an outline for this meeting today? Yeah, so everything is going to be in the owner managers as a Zenoti guide that will have an outline of every process that you have to do. However, we are giving you recommendations on the daily, weekly, monthly duties. That's not set in your guide, so it's kind of up to you how you want to run things. In this webinar, we're just giving you our suggestions on when to do things on a daily basis versus weekly basis to make things easier for you. Is the report for payroll the same, the Analytics Plus and the Employee Dashboard? So they are similar reports. They look different, but they give you the exact same information. So you can use either report. Bear with me. I'm just making sure I'm not repeating any questions. Here, we look to see if memberships sold were canceled during the first month to determine membership commission. How do you do that on Zenoti? So if a client cancels before their first EFT payment, it's actually going to deduct the commission from your spot associate automatically. So you don't have to worry about checking who canceled within the first month. So as long as they're canceled before their first EFT date, it will deduct the commission. The total sales for each provider seems to not include invoices that were paid for using packages. And we get a breakdown by provider of sales that use packages. Tanya, we're going to have to get back to you on that question because I'm not sure that answer. So you need the DE042 report. So somebody wants to know what that was in Millennium. So that was kind of our payroll report. So if we pull that payroll report back up, the DE042 looked exactly the same. So it broke down their hourly rate, their hourly pay, the service commission, retail commission, tips, etc. So the DE042 looked exactly like our employee payroll report here.
I do see a question too that says, how can we run details report to give it to the employees? When you're in this report, you can click commission details, and that will go ahead and give you this Excel file for your employees, where they can go ahead and see a breakdown.
We have people who do that on a daily basis, so you can run this report daily if you're giving them their daily commissions, or you can do it by pay period. It's up to you guys on how you want to give their commission details. But if you are doing it, calculate it each day.
Yes, and they can see that on their mobile app very easily.
Are they clocked in by their cell phone locations when they enter the building? I thought something like that was said at some point. So they can clock in through their app, as well as clock out. On this report, it shows 0 product commissions for all LEs. Is there some setting that needs to get activated to reflect product commission? So no, the product commissions are set up with the employee job. So each job is set to reflect a 10% product commission. If you want to do something other than 10%, you can let us know and we can get that changed for you. But each service provider job comes with 10% on all retail commission. We're using our Stage site, so it might just not be set up for us, but on your live site, there will be a 10% commission for all products. Service providers are paid in North Carolina by hour or commission, which is even greater. It's this option available employee set. So again, what you're going to do in the employee profile is you're still going to select what job they're at, so that will define their tier. And then you're going to put their hourly rate in the profile as well. So when you run this report, you'll be able to see their hourly rate versus their commission, and then you'll choose whichever one is higher to enter into your payroll company. Why did we change to 7 days for editing? What do time clocks have to do with that? That's the previous setting was not an issue. So that's actually a Zenoti call. So I know with Millennium, we did not have a time frame with that, but with Zenoti, we have to have a set time frame. It was originally 5 days, so now we just did the maximum, which is 7 days to edit the time and clock out. Amy, can you show where the overtime would come into play?
Sure. So that would be in the employee profile. You would go into their profile, and here you would put in their hourly rate. And then there should be something for overtime. Salary. Michelle, it's not showing up.
Let's see. You might have to go into a live site, Amy.
Okay.
So as Amy's doing that, I'm going to answer another question. So someone asked, let's see. He asked if there is an edit needed, will it take an hour to update again? So only the analytics report takes an hour to update. If you make an edit and then you update the payroll report will update automatically, immediately. But the analytics report takes an hour to update. The analytics report and again, the payroll report have the same information. They just are formatted a little bit differently. So again, it's up to you on which report you want to see. The payroll report, you do have the option to go in and edit those transactions. You can see the commission details from there. In the analytics report, you do not see the commission details. That's the only difference. It just gives you the flat numbers of their commission, their hourly, etc. The payroll report is where you have the option to go in and actually click on those commission details.
And then just going back to seeing where overtime is calculated. So in here in the employee profile, if you scroll down, you can put in their hourly rate and then you can put their overtime. So for instance, you would put above 40 hours for the week, and then you would select what your overtime multiplier would be. So that would be put in, 1.5, and then you would save that. So if they're clocked in for more than 40 hours per week, they would start being paid at time and a half.
Perfect. Are you able to show the analytics report? Do we have that available?
Yeah.
Just show one more time.
So you can access the analytics reports by going to the analytics tab, going to Analytics Plus. You'll go to View All. And then down here, you have your payroll report and you have your membership prospects report. So this is the one that's similar to the DE042 and is similar to the data shown on the employee payroll report. And then this is the one that is similar to the DB020.
Let's do it. Sorry, guys. Again, we're just making sure we're not reading duplicate questions. So we do have a question. Is there a way to allow a package to pay for a no-show or cancellation? This has resulted in multiple therapists not being paid. So in Zenoti, it does pop up automatically if you have a no-show or cancellation, and it should have the 50% already applied. Unfortunately, though, we cannot use their package to cover that cancellation fee. It will have to be charged to the credit card on file. Jake asked, we use Millennial Alerts for when memberships are sold. Is there something equivalent in Zenoti? As of right now, we do not have an alert for memberships that are sold. We are working on coming out with a process for that. Heather asked, the membership commissions checked just for setup fees, right? So again, yes, in the employee profile, you should only have the month-to-month setup fee, the additional household month-to-month setup fee, and then all of your prepaid options. Those are the only things you want to have to pay commission for. If you choose the month-to-month option, it's going to pay $10 every single time the client gets an EFT. So again, you're only putting in the setup fees and you're prepaid. Will it deduct commission for service provider who get membership commission if the client cancels before the first month's EFT also? That is a good question. I don't believe it does cancel their membership commission. I will have to find that out for you through Zenoti, but I do believe we're going to have to edit that transaction to take away that commission. for the service provider, but I'm not 100% sure. We will definitely get that answer for you when we release all of our questions. So what if a new member actually pays an EFT, meaning that they go into suspension their first payment and then never pays? Will Zenoti auto deduct commission? And that it will not automatically deduct their commission if they're going into suspended their first EFT. It will only deduct it if their membership is canceled before their first payment. How is Millennium payroll frequency pulling over when in fact it's not set in our system? So Zenoti should have set your first 6 payrolls. If they did not set up your payroll date, then we'll just have to have you go into your system and set up your pay periods. Amy, this kind of be a question for you. On their app, can they see their own reports?
Yes, so service providers can see their own reports and their commissions on the app. It's actually in the dashboard icon. You'll see they can toggle between reports and commissions. And then after you've clicked that calculate commission button, they will be able to see, their service commission, their gratuities, product commission, etc. There's actually a video on the HS Train site that we recently uploaded explaining how service providers can view all of their commissions on the app. So you can search for it on there. It's called Zenoti for service providers, I believe payroll and accounting. And that will explain to them how they can view all of this.
Is there a list of memberships that need commissions attached? So for that, Brittany, are you talking about for service providers or spa associates? If you can just write in the comments. We want to pay commission on introductory fees, but I can't seem how to do that. We charge them with no problem, and I want to continue doing that. They have backed off a bit as it's easier without. You want to pay commission on the introductory services or for cancellations? I just need a little bit more clarification on that because it should give you the commission for all of the introductory offers automatically. But I feel like you're talking about cancellation. So Teresa, if you can just verify that for me, that'd be great. I was having issues with some service providers not getting product commissions while others did, and some seemed off. How do I fix this? So I would just make sure that you go into all of your jobs in Zenoti, and in the job, you'll see a product tab. And in that product tab, you'll want to select all and do a 10%. There away. I'm going to see if I can steal your mouse, Amy, real quick.
I think I can give it over to you. You should have it now.
Okay. So if I go to employee and click jobs, you're going to find your tiers. So again, you'll have like a tier 1, tier 2, etc. I'm just going to choose esthetician for this example. But again, you're going to have like a tier 1 LE, tier 2 LE, etc. I'm going to click on commissions. And of course, are we in the stage site?
Yes. You can go to live, I believe. This tab is the live site.
This is a live site?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just going to go to Hand and Stone real quick. Sorry, guys, just bear with us. So again, I'm going to go to Jobs. I'm going to click on my peer. Commission. And so you'll have this category. So in all of your jobs, you'll want a product. And then you want to set a revenue range. So normally we'll just do $1 to a high number, and then your commission will be 10%. So you want to make sure that that is on all of your jobs, so that way they get that 10% commission. Let's see. Will employees see their hourly and commission totals in the app if we add both? Just curious. So yeah, they should be able to see that, right, Amy?
The hourly and commission totals, I believe so, yes, if that's what you're doing. We will double check and get back to you on that, though. I just want to be sure.
Perfect. So Cheryl Stockstill, I'm not sure. I missed this. My massage therapist and LEs are not showing membership commission during payroll. The essay calculation is incorrect to help. So with this, the service provider membership commission is going to show up as retail commission. So again, you'll be able to see that in the commission details once you choose that option in the payroll report. Because as you're ringing up a membership for the service provider, the code is still going to be product. So you would type in product and then you would do MEMT just like we would in Millennium. And then you should be able to see that again right on your payroll report. I don't know if we have one in our Sage site. Am I on the Sage site? No. I should go here. Bear with me 1 second. So once you click on the commission details on the payroll report, you should be able to see the MEMT, which would break down the $5 for you. But again, it's going to show up as a retail commission. So once you click on here, I'm not sure if we have any in our Sage site, but it will break it down in this Excel file for you, and it will show you MEMT $5. Oh, I just made it go blank. So it will show up as a product in here. Is there a way to schedule certain reports to be emailed daily, weekly, monthly, etc.? So we are working on getting a report scheduler with Zenoti. So be on the lookout for that. We don't have the report scheduler just yet. Let's see. Again, sorry, we're just making sure we're not reading double questions. We have a lot of the same questions. Okay, so someone wants to know how to set up the commissions for month to month. So let me just exit out of this report. So again, I'm going into the employee profile, choosing employees. I'm going to choose my spa associate, for example. Again, we're going to click membership. And the only thing I want on here, I'm going to delete some, so we're going to edit it. Bear with me. So we have all of our prepaids. I'm going to show you exactly what needs to be on there. Forgot to put in my commission. Okay, okay. Amy, can you hit okay? I don't think my mouse is on there anymore.
Okay, so we put the month-to-month setup fee in. We're going to do the pre-opening 12-month terms setup fee, or no?
No, so we can just do the additional household setup fee. There should be a month-to-month. Yep, right there. Yeah, these should go away. And then all setup fees. So depending if you guys are doing, I mean, most of you guys are not a new spa. If you are a new spa and you're doing the pre-opening, you're going to want your pre-opening setup fee as well. So see how we have the 12-month setup fee. I don't know where that went. Let me just exit out of these. Come on. So depending on which option you're using, 3, 6, or 12, you're going to want that set up there as well. And then I deleted our 3 months. I'm just going to put that back. So this is really all you should want on there is all of your prepaids. You have your month-to-month setup fee, your additional household setup fee, and then if you are a new spa doing a pre-opening membership, you're going to want that setup fee there as well.
Jessica, I see you want to know if employees can clock in from the app, if they're able to clock in when they're at home, or do they have to be in the building? There should be geofencing set up so that they can only clock in when they are in the building. If they take the phone while they're on the app a certain amount of feet outside of the building, then the geofencing will go into effect and they will not have access to clocking in. Service providers can also see their total sales on the app, so that the way they can see the total service sales, product sales, number of products sold, number of services performed. Michelle, this is one for you. How does Zenoti input the first 6 payrolls when the first may fall in the middle of a payroll?
So all I know is that during the migration, I'm not sure if they had the owner's pay periods. It's just something that was automatically done. I'm not sure how they did it, but if they didn't do it, the first thing I would do, whoever migrated, is to go check your pay periods to make sure that if it's in there, If it's not in there, then you guys will have to set them up.
And it's
And if
very
they are
easy to, yeah.
the correct. Let's see. Will it allow you to change the tiers for SAs each payroll? So I'm assuming you mean service provider. So yeah, you can change the tiers each payroll if that's how you want to do it at your spa. You would just change the job in their profile. When setting up tier percentage, will it give the commission percentage on member pricing, even if it was non-member pricing? Yes. So all of our tiers and all of our commission is set on member pricing. So even if it's a non-member price, they're going to get the same commission as they would if they were at member pricing. So the spa associate commission would only list prepaid and setup fees as opposed to any others. That is correct. Again, if you have just plain month-to-month in here, it's going to give them $10 each time that EFT is charged. So you only want the setup fee. So when we bring them up for their membership once, they get that $10 one time on the setup fee. So $10 commission per employee, a split would be $5 per provider if only two. Correct. So there is a way that you can split the commission in the sale of the membership. If you just click on the employee button, you'll have an option to add an employee, and you can change it to split it 50% for each. Is that the only way to set commission for products? He did it in the employee tab under products. So you can do it that way as well. So if you're in the employee, there is the product tab here. So you do have the option to go in and do 10% for each product, but you don't have to. It's unnecessary as long as their correct job has the 10% in the product. You wouldn't need to do that for each product type here. But it's your preference if you wanted to do it under each employee or if you just wanted to do it in the job. Do you need to set up commission in both job role and individual employee profile? No. So the commission is only set up in the job. That's what is going to be, their tiers are located. If you click, and I'm just going to go click on a service provider real quick so you can see. Just click on the service provider here. A lot of people do get confused on this. If you click on the services tab, you're actually not going to see their commission listed. It's going to show 0 for everything. But as long as their job is selected in their general, they're going to get whatever commission is in that job. So you do not need to do commission in the employee profile. It all just needs to be set up in the job. Again, when you're looking at the employee profile, the service commissions are going to show as 0. It's all going to be located under general and their job. So if I scroll down, you're going to see a job here, and you would just go ahead and assign them to their tier, and that's where their commissions will be. But if you click on service, you won't see any commissions show up. Again, the commissions are all located under the job. If you want to see what the commission is, you would go to employee, job, and again, we're in our Sage site, so I'm not sure if this is going to work for us. But if you click on your tier, for example, and then click on services, you would see all of the commissions located under this price point here. So if I click on service, you'll see all of the commissions in the job. Again, we're in our Sage site, so everything is set to 0, but you're only going to see that in the job, not the employee profile. Hopefully that makes sense to everyone. Geofencing is set up and verified unless you request it changed by Zenoti report. Perfect. Can you prevent them from seeing total sales? On their app, are you Lauren Curtin, are you talking about their app preventing them from seeing their sales? If you can just verify that. So we do have someone saying we pay our spa associates $5 per members. They can increase based on their tier that payroll. So with your spa associates, if you are doing a tiered commission, there's no way that we have a tiered commission for memberships in Zenoti. That's all going to be done manually through your payroll. We can only set it through, let me go back to their profile. We can only set their commissions through here. So if you wanted to, I mean, you can technically change it each month based on their tier, but you'd have to come into the membership tab and change this pricing here for each. So you would have to exit out all of these, re-upload them with the new commission that they get, or you would go ahead and just do a manually entry into your payroll company if you are doing a tiered commission on membership. The membership commission set up for service providers. Let's just go to employee profile. So this one is done in the employee tab. So if I look at my massage therapist here, so I'm just going to click on this person. You're going to click where it says services. Actually, I'm sorry, it's not services, it's products because it's a product commission code. So you're going to click on products, and then you have an option for commission. So I'm just going to scroll down. Let me know if I missed it.
I don't know if it's in here on the stage site.
All right. Is this one the live one?
Here, I'll take
No.
it. There you go.
This one. Just bear with us, guys. We don't normally show stuff in the live site because we don't want to mess with anything. So we're going to try our best to do this. I should go to an actual spa. These are all managers. All right, bear with me so I can log to an actual spa, guys, and I will show you where the service provider commission is. I went back to Hand and Stone. I'm going to have to log out. All right, bear with us again. I'm sorry, guys. Amy, can you just log back in
Yes.
so it refreshes?
Okay. And we were using Morrisville.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to go to employee. And then in here where it says employees,
Perfect.
you'll click into a profile. And then in here where it says products, you can scroll down, and right in here it will say commission, and then you'll hit this drop down again and it will say membership therapist commission. In here you would put whatever amount you would want to give them and you would hit enter. And that's how they would get that as a product code. So membership commission for service providers is not automatic unless you put that in as a product code. So the way that you would do that, can we show that on the live site, Michelle?
I would do it personally on the stage site. So just go to the bring up. Hopefully it will be there.
So it's going to be found underneath product, and you would type in.
Yeah. It would be
so fun with the stage site, but it'll be under membership commissioner MEMT, and then you would select the employee as yourself, the spa associate ringing it out, and it would add it at no cost. And that would be how they would get the $5 commission for that.
So actually, Amy, if you go to training 4, it should have it.
So again, this is going to be something that you're doing when you're ringing out the membership. Ah, here it is. Massage therapist commission. And as you can see, it's at no cost. So you would, select the spa associate and you would add it to the invoice and it wouldn't change anything.
And what about manager salaries loaded in Zenoti? We never had to do that in Millennium. Our CPA just knew what it was. Is that okay? That's fine. If you don't want to put salaries in Zenoti, you don't have to. Can you set up retail commission to be paid after hitting 25% of retail to services for the month? I'm not sure if there is a way to set up commission based on the percentage of sales. So that's something that we'll have to get back to you on. Are providers able to see their schedule in the app outside of the geofencing? Amy, would you know that?
Yes, they are able to see their schedule outside of the geofencing, so they can see their schedule from home.
Is retail commission calculated off the sale price or the discounted member price? So the commission is off of the sale price. I think that's most of the questions minus the repeat. Do you see any other ones?
I don't. And again, guys, any question that we didn't get to today or we didn't have an answer for you today, we will go ahead and publish a Q&A document, and you'll have access to that so you can kind of use it as your go-to guide for the payroll. And again, this is recorded if you had to hop on and off at any point, so it will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, which is HS Train.
And then we had one last question. When you say schedule, we're talking about appointments for the day, right? We didn't think that would be possible. So yes, we are talking about seeing their appointments for the day. They'll be able to only see what's there in their appointment book. They can't see anybody else's appointments for the day, just their own. I think that's it. Okay, guys, if you have any other questions, can you put it under the playlist Zenoti? So, yep, we'll make sure to put it under the playlist. This will be uploaded by later today or tomorrow, depending on how long it takes for the webinar to download. So you can keep a look on that. It'll be posted up at least by tomorrow. You'll be able to see that. And then the questions and answers will go through, and we will post that up by sometime in the upcoming week. Other than that, if you don't have any other questions, I think we're all set, Amy.
Yep, guys, thank you so much. And again, if you have any other questions, you can email either of us. My name is Amy Schilling. My email is ashilling@handandstone.com. You can also email Michelle, and just keep a lookout for the document and for the video to be posted on YouTube.
Perfect. And again, my email is msakowitz@handandstone.com.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.